So in this video, we're going to show you how to compute the derivative of a function f of x using the definition of the derivative or the limit process. You need to show all your steps. You're going to start with the definition of the derivative formula before you plug into it. And then on the quiz, if you don't show by the limit process and you still get the answer correct, you do not earn any credit for that. So basically what each of these lines is a line in the step of the problem. So, and I have it set up on the review where you can go ahead and check each line if you'd like. So I'm going to start with my definition of derivative process. And you'll notice down here that we have our limit. So I'm going to click into this line and I'm going to hit my limit. Now, we know our limit isn't x approaches, it's h approaches. So that's the first thing I have to fix is h approaches, and I'm going to go 0. And I'm literally just doing the limit process definition. So I'm not even thinking about the problem yet. So I'm going to grab my fraction, and I'm going to type f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. And that's my first line. I'm going to go ahead and copy this line, and I'm going to paste it into the next line. Now I'm going to fill in my actual function. So I know I've got to take this function, and anytime I see an x, I'm going to put in x plus h. So that's my next line. So I know I have 5, and then I'm going to write parentheses instead of the x, and I'm going to type in x plus h, and then I'm going to square that. And I can either hit a shift 6, or I can grab the square from down here. And then I have to put in plus 7x plus h. So that's just taking this, and I plugged x plus h into both of those. Now I've got to do the function the way it looks. So I am going to draw a big parentheses. I'm going to type this function in. 5x squared plus 7x. Close my parentheses. Now I'm going to do some algebra, and here's where the automatic checking is going to take, assume you're going to do a little bit of work on your head, okay? So I'm going to take what I have here, and you'll have the annotation tool available. I do not. So I'm not sure this is going to let me do what I want it to do. Hang on a second. Let's see if I can print screen it. Okay. I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to go write it off to the side here, okay? Okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of work. I would be using my annotation tool to do it. So this is not work that would necessarily be graded, okay? So remember, squared means I'm going to write it twice. So that will give me 5 times x plus h times x plus h. I know I need to FOIL that. So it would give me x squared. I'd have x times h, and I'd have x times h. And then I'd have h times h is h squared. In the middle, I'm combining my like terms. So that would give me 2xh plus h squared. And then I'm going to distribute that 5 through. So that would give me 5x squared plus 10xh plus 5h squared. So that's what you need to type. Okay? Let's go back and type that. Maybe. Hopefully I don't lose all my work. We'll see. Okay, so from here, I've already done my work over here. I'm going to get this typed in next. And that's getting typed in for that first part. So I'm going to copy it again. I'm going to paste. Okay, so just this part here is getting replaced with the 5x squared plus 10xh plus 5h squared. Now I'm going to go here, and in this section right here, I'm going to distribute my 7 through. So I'm getting 7x plus 7h. I'm going to drop my parentheses. Back here, I'm going to distribute my negative in. So I get negative 5x squared, and it should be a negative 7x. I typed that wrong, so that was my fault. So it's going to keep the negative 7x. It would have been a plus, and then we need to change it to a minus. Okay, then I'm going to go through and I am going to copy this again. And I am going to, and these parentheses may have come off. They probably did. Oops, H. So you don't need them anymore. All right, so we're going to go through and we're going to combine like terms now. Okay. So in my combining like terms, I'm noticing I have 5x squared and negative 5x squared. So I'm going to delete all of that because that's canceling out. I also notice I have positive 7x and negative 7x. So again, I'm going to delete that out. Okay, so that's my next line. Now I'm going to grab this again and copy it and paste it. Okay, and the goal here, remember, is to get rid of that h in the denominator because that's what's causing trouble. So I don't have 0 in the denominator. So I need to factor out an h. So I'm going to take an h out of everything. So I'm going to go h, and I'm going to do an opening parentheses. I'm going to pull an h out of each term. So because that's a squared term, I'm going to pull the squared out of it, and then pull the h out of that. And then make sure you close your parentheses. I'm going to copy it again. All right, I'm going to cancel this h and this h, which means I'm getting rid of my fractions. I'm going to get rid of this h. I'm going to come down, get rid of that h, and hit delete, and I get rid of my h. I think I left my parentheses in, so I'm going to leave my parentheses in. And copy that. Now I'm at the point where I'm going to plug my 0 in, so I'm going to get rid of my limit out front. And I'm plugging, remember, the 0 only goes in for the h. That's all I'm allowed to plug it in for. So that's what the line should look like. I notice I dropped all my parentheses. I'm copying one more time. And finally, I am going to pull that 0 out, right? And I'm just going to have my final answer, which is 10x plus 7. And then that should be it.